Okay, so we're going to start at the feet. Hands on the feet or hovering. And I want you to play with hovering and touching when you're doing the in-person to see what you feel each way. Okay, so you start with your grounding intentions, and I often feel a lot at people's feet. It tells me a lot about like where they are in their life and what's going on with them. So, and remember that the right side of the body is male and the left side of the body is female. So work is a male energy, so things about career and work or relationships with men or relationships with people who are controlling, or if you have control issues yourself, will show up with things on the right. And on the left will be if you're, like, say if you're worried about a woman or you're having trouble surrendering, you know, creativity, nurturing, that's the feminine side. Or if you're having issues with a female, or with yourself if you're a female, if you're a male with yourself, it'll go on the right side. If you're female, it'll go on the left. Does that make sense? And then the front of your body is your will, and the back of the body is your divine will, your higher self will. So in case you're feeling different things with different sides of the body and stuff like that. So when I work, I like to work seated. I started out standing, but sometimes, say if I don't want to, I'll work distance. Or say when I'm taking notes, because you all know I take a lot of notes, sometimes I'll just distancing, and I'll be writing stuff down. I'll have this here and distance, and I'll be writing my notes and working on chakras this way because it's easier. But a lot of times I also start and I put one hand under and one hand on the side, or one hand hovering over the top, but usually I'm lazy about the hovering, and I have really good feeling, so I don't necessarily hover anymore. I usually touch when I'm in person, or else I do my long distance way. I rarely hover because I'm lazy. I feel like it's but I feel like at the beginning I really like it for beginners, because then, you know, like it doesn't cancel out your physical touch. This is my assistant, Rory. Tammy always attracts the cats. So like I feel like for beginners I like hovering, because sometimes your physical touch cancels out the ability to feel the energy. So I suggest, you know, definitely playing around with some hovering at the beginning to like get your feelers, get your feelers in geared up. So this is, and even I'm not even concentrating, but can you feel the energy, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
It's like pumping crazily into her. So
right, I was gonna ask if you were like, were your fingers moving around? Like
I'm not moving my
Wow.
hands.
Wow.
And even if you look at, I guess they do look like they're moving a tiny bit.
You're moving them. I always feel you moving your hands.
No, but I'm not moving them. The energy is moving them.
Well, they're moving.
But like actually I'm looking right now. Sometimes I look at my hands when they're moving a lot and I don't see them moving at all, but right now I do feel like I see a little, like the very tips of my fingers are moving a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pulsing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your low back been bothering you?
It does on and off.
Yeah, because I'm like right on your like the top of your sacrum.
Mm-hmm.
So first chakra's root, you know, second the sacral, and so yeah, I'm at the very top of her sacrum. I'm actually a little bit lower than I normally am. I don't know, maybe I was just drawn here because I wasn't concentrating. because it feels like it's a little inflamed here.
Yeah, I drove 10 hours straight on Sunday
Sorry.
and on Friday
Oh wow.
to
Okay.
Kentucky, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of sitting.
So, yeah, that's usually the only time I'll get back issues.
And then, so the solar plexus, I'll touch on top. And sometimes I might just go like this. And then heart, I go like this. And so sometimes I'll just sit my hand there and touch, and sometimes I'll hover like that. But I at least get to rest my hand with my laziness. And then, you know, you want to keep your feet planted and your back as straight as you can. And sometimes when I work on people and I don't do, you know, my normal stuff like my inner child and all that, and dismantling, wiring, and all of that, you know, I am always using Reiki while I'm doing all that other stuff. Even my past life, I used Reiki. So sometimes if I'm doing what I call a really deep healing, where, so say someone's like exhausted or they just really need some recharging and physical, and they don't like really aren't in the mood or don't need to work on the emotional mental at the time, you know, because they just need to like reboot and stuff. Sometimes when they're in an altered state, I go into a deep altered state, almost like I'm sleeping. So just so you know, that can be normal.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I'll do that when I'm doing cranial. And so I can do like this or do like this, or sometimes I go sit at the top of the head and, you know, put both hands here and both hands here. So that's kind of, so I'll show you, like if I'm sitting here and I'm doing here and here. Sometimes if I feel like their shoulders need to relax, I might do a little shoulder. Sometimes, you know, their throat, I might do it this way. Or I might do like this and one hand under. And, you know, the ear thing, I'll just show you. I do like this, and I literally put my fingers in their ears. And you have a little congestion, a little bit, tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, but you do have some in there. Probably this moldy weather, moldy rainy weather. And then to do the sinus thing that I was showing you, and it'll actually run energy in here, and I actually like pull the sinus open. So your right side's a little bit more clogged. It feels like that side's a little inflamed and clogged a little bit. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
And Rory's usually a heart healer, but it looks like he's working on your solar plexus right now. But usually he goes up and works on people's hearts with both paws.
Oh, no.
But he's working on her solar plexus right now. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then after I'm completed working on someone, I don't think this is a Reiki thing, but I sweep the body. So I sweep out any energy that she's been releasing. And I end like that, and I do 3 times down there. And do you feel tingling? Mm-hmm. Like I feel the tingling of the energy coming off her. And I have my windows designed that take stuff out of my room. So I'm always like, you know, sweeping it towards my window to take it out. I've created a little vortex to pull this stuff out. And I have like catchers underneath, and I have crystals underneath my bed and stuff to help keep it grounded and keep protection. And so, and I almost see like underneath my table has like a sling, so that when things are releasing, when I dismantle and rewire, it's like this big hammock under there catching all of the stuff, and then it gets all taken and taken out. Taken out the garbage to be transmuted. So that's that. Let's do it. All right. Okay, so go into your twos, and we're gonna stick Natalie back into the living room, and she's gonna be one of my stations. Now, 2 people can go in here, and 2 people can go upstairs. Does anyone have a preference?
I get this weird.
Do you drive a station?
No.
Thank goodness.